Hello everyone, I am Ghostly VA and welcome back to another video. Finally, oh my god, that's like the 10th time I've tried to do my intro. Anyways, I'm sorry. Today we're going to be doing a Robin Ariano from the Black Phone X listener, and listener is Vance Hopper's sister. So this should be interesting, and maybe this will be a series. Maybe. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out later. Anyways, let's get into this. So, background information, you and Vance are 2 years apart. He's your half-brother. When you were born, your dad was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my daughter and we're gonna move up to New York City across the country. So, y'all did that, and you're 15, Vance is 17. You've seen him like twice since you moved, and you send letters to each other all the time. You don't really talk on the phone, but you are at home one day when you get a call saying that your dad got into a car accident and he did not make it. You had a good relationship with your father. Hi, I'm just going to interrupt this really quick. If you do not have a good relationship with your father, or you don't have a father, I sincerely apologize. Or if you lost your father, I am sorry for your loss. I do not mean to target you. I do not mean to offend or upset you. If this is too touchy or this is too sensitive of a topic to be discussed, because it will be brought up multiple times throughout this video / series. I don't know if it will be a series yet. If this is just too much for you to handle, then please click off. I do not want to make you uncomfortable. Back to the video. You find out that you have to move in with Vance across the country. You agree, and you move back to Colorado. You get there, and you get there on a Sunday. You're starting school on a Wednesday, so you're just kind of sitting at home during the day, and after school, you walk halfway to the school, meet Vance halfway, and you guys will go to the grab and go, where you meet up with one of Vance's friends named Bruce Yamada. They are not a ship, by the way. I'm just implying that they are friends in this. But you meet up with Bruce, and you guys just kind of hang out. And there's nothing really said about school. Y'all don't really talk about school that much. But Bruce is your age, so he tells you, like, who's good to hang out with, who's bad to hang out with, who you should try to avoid, who's friendly, who's not. He just kind of gives you advice, and one day you guys are just chilling, and you hear the door of the grab and go just slam. It's Tuesday night, so this is your last day before you start school. But you just hear that door of the grab and go slam, and you turn your head like, who is trying to start a fight here? Because I will fight. You're ready to throw hands. You are a bad bitch. And you got into so many fights at your old school, you almost got expelled because you were getting suspended so much because you were just a little bad bitch. And people started fights, but you finished them. Like, go off, girl. But you are just, I lost my train of thought. I am so sorry. Anyways, you are just standing there like, who is trying to fight? Who wants to throw hands? Because I will throw those hands. And it's this kid. You've seen him before. You haven't talked to him, but Bruce has told you all about him. His name is Moose, and apparently he's a complete asshole. He is a complete asshole to all the guys, and he really likes to start problems, and he just flirts with girls a lot. But he comes in, and he seems like mad, so you're guessing he must have gotten into a fight, or someone's tried to start something with him in return for the way he acts. He comes in, no one talks when Moose walks in, so you're thinking that there's gonna be a fight going down. So you walk back over to Vance, because you were on the other side of the grab and go, and you're just standing really close to him, just like in case he tries to start something, or in case something breaks out. You just want to be close to Vance because it makes you feel safe. Then Moose goes over to the fridge, grabs a Coke, opens it without paying for it, starts drinking it. Then he stops, looks at you, grins, and walks over. And you already know this is not going to be good. You back up and lean against the pinball machine. Bruce stands on your other side, and Vance stands in front of you. Hey, pretty, I didn't know anyone hot was here, Moose says in a very cocky tone. You roll your eyes at his disgusting remark. You better watch who you're talking to, Moose, Vance says in a very cold tone. And Moose turns his head to look at Vance. I'm sorry, dipshit, I forgot I was talking to you, Moose says with a grin. Then he looks back at you. Are you really gonna let this jackass talk for you, baby? When he says that, without thinking, you go to slap him. Bruce looks at you and then grabs your hand quickly so you don't hit him. Moose takes a step back and chuckles. I like it when they're feisty, he says with a big smile on his face. You stare at him in pure disgust, letting him know that if Bruce hadn't caught your hand, he would be on the floor bleeding. He rolls his eyes, gives out a couple more flirtatious remarks that you ignore, then he walks out. Vance punches the pinball machine when he leaves, furious. That jackbag doesn't know what he's starting, Vance shouts angrily. If I weren't already in trouble with the cops, I would have killed him, he says angrily as Bruce looks at him. You wouldn't have killed him, Bruce says nervously. Right? You wouldn't have killed him. Right, Vance? Vance? Vance doesn't reply. He just smirks to himself as he puts another coin in the slot of the pinball machine and continues to play. The next day comes around and it's time for you to go to school for the first day. Vance was running super late and you decided that it'd be better off if you left now and walked instead of waiting 20 more minutes to be late with Vance. You decide you're gonna start walking and you see Bruce walking towards the house. You let him know that you're gonna walk because Vance is running super late, so Bruce decides that he's just gonna walk with you. You two are walking and you're getting really close to the school, about 5 more minutes of walking, and then you hear kids screaming, fight. And you immediately think, fight? Who's getting into a fight? So you run over there to see. Bruce is telling you that this is a terrible idea and you should just walk away, but you're like, no, let's go see this. Are those kids yelling fight? Wait, listener, where are you going? No, come on, we need to get to school. Don't run over. And you're already gone. Great. Listener, come back. Bruce follows you not because he's excited to see a fight, but simply because he needs you to get to school so Vance doesn't kick his ass for letting you be late. You join the circle of kids chanting fight to see the one, the only Moose standing with his fists up, ready to fight this kid that looked your age. The kid he was fighting was small, very small, shorter than you, and you were already short. You were only about 5'2". This kid looked only 5 foot, and he wore a black bandana, a tank top, and jeans that looked really nice on him. His hair was long and black, and he looked Hispanic. Moose was yelling slurs and remarks at him, and once he called the kid a beaner, the kid told him to punch him unless he was scared. That's when Moose swung at him, and this small kid kicked the living shit out of Moose. Moose was at least half a foot taller than him, and this kid that you've never even met, you admired him for what he just did. He got off of Moose eventually, giving everyone a final look at Moose's bloody face that doesn't even look like a face at this point. He gets up and just walks away like it never happened. You are still in awe at what just happened, and you're just standing there with a big smile on your face, proud of what that kid just did, even though it wasn't even you who did it. Bruce grabs your arm and starts dragging you away, and you start complaining. Listener, I don't care if that was cool or you enjoyed watching it. He did deserve it, but still, we're gonna be late, and Vance is gonna kill me if I let you be late, so let's go. You finally give in to Bruce and continue to walk to school. A couple feet in front of you, there were 2 other kids walking. A kid that was about your height, and then a kid that was a little shorter than him. She was a girl, she had braided hair, and she was talking very loudly. She was talking about how Moose deserved it for breaking her brother's nose last year, and the kid kept saying that no one deserved that. You decide to intervene with the conversation, saying that Moose had that coming from a mile away. Huh? Yeah, see, this girl gets it. The younger girl smiles at you and gives you a high five as you join the conversation. I've never seen you before. Are you new? What's your name? What grade are you in? Are you single? The girl's brother looks at her, purely terrified at what her sister is saying. Gwen, you can't just ask people those questions. I'm really sorry about her. She doesn't know when to close her mouth. You say that it's okay, and you answer all her questions. You say you're a listener hopper, you are 15, and you are in your freshman year of high school, and yes, you are single. Great, see, Finny, now you might have a chance. You chuckle, saying that Finny is not your type. Oh, good. Not good. You're just not the person I like. Finny clearly was not a people person, and he was a complete, awkward, unsocial mess. You laughed, and you continued to walk to school, Bruce treading along behind you slowly, awkward and embarrassed by the way you act. You guys get to school, and you don't see that kid from the fight again until lunch. You're sitting with Finny and Bruce. You would sit with his little sister because she was so funny, but she's only in junior high still, so she's not at your school yet. You're sitting at lunch with Vance, Bruce, and that boy Finny when the kid from the fight comes and sits down right next to you. Oh, hey Robin, I thought you wouldn't show up. I thought you were gonna get suspended. Finny says nervously as he bites into his sandwich he has for lunch. I thought I was gonna get suspended too, but apparently I'm not. Robin says, looking at you awkwardly and confused. Who's the girl? He asked, confused with an awkward smile. That girl is my sister, Vance says in a very rude and aggressive tone. I know you're not trying to start a... Vance Hopper, I know you are not trying to start a fight with me right now, Robin says, giving Vance a very cocky look. I just beat the living shit out of Moose. I will beat the living shit out of you too. Vance slams the table with a grin on his face. Try me, Robin, Ariano. You stand up, grabbing Vance by the shoulders and sitting him back down. Bruce then smiles awkwardly at Robin. There's no need for a fight. Why would we need to fight? There's no reason for it at all, so let's just drop the conversation. Bruce speaks quickly and nervously, trying to avoid conflict. He was very anti-conflict, and for the most part, you really didn't like conflict. But if you got to kick someone's ass, you would do it, because you thought it was fun. You're sitting, and you guys are all getting along, which is shocking, because Vance doesn't like anybody. You guys are all getting along. You go to throw your lunch tray out, because, let's be honest, it's lunch food. It was not that great. So, you go to throw out your tray when you see Moose, and his face is all busted up, but he has a grin. You roll your eyes knowing where this is going. You go to quickly walk back to your seat before Moose steps in front of you. Lucky me, the pretty lady's going to my school, Moose says in a very cocky and flirtatious tone. You ignore him, go to walk away, then he grabs your hand. Aw, don't do me like that, baby, he says, and you turn to look at him, telling him that what he was doing right now was a very bad choice. He did not care. I'm gonna voice you for a second. Okay, fine. I tried to warn you. You say that, then you swing at him. You knock him to the floor with one hit, and he spits out blood. You hear everyone in the lunchroom gasp. People start chanting, fight, hit him harder, and stop it. Everyone is just screaming. You don't know who to listen to, but you kick him in the face, and you kick him in the chest, and you just beat the living shit out of him, almost as bad as Robin did. You don't stop until you feel two hands go around your waist, pick you up, and drag you out of the lunchroom. You don't see who it is until they drop you on the floor of the bathroom, the boys' bathroom. So, of course, you're already pissed, like, why am I in here? And you see who dropped you. It was Bruce. Next to him was Finny, next to him was Robin, and on Bruce's other side was Vance. Are you crazy? Why would you do that? Bruce says in a very motherly, concerned tone. Do you know how hurt you could have gotten? Finny says in a very angry but worried tone. You should have hit him harder. Robin says. Come on, you could have done better, I know it. Vance says. They all say it on top of each other, and then they all look at each other, confused on who she was going to listen to. You just stare at them, really confused on what just happened and why all four of them were trying to talk to you at once. You just stared at them, completely confused on everything. After a moment, you feel stinging in your knuckles. You look down, see that you cut your knuckle open on his teeth. He had very sharp teeth. All the boys see, and immediately all went into like a motherly mode, and were like, we need to clean this up. Except Robin. Robin was like, it's not a big deal, it's whatever. But even Vance was like, we need to clean this up now. You guys decide that it's probably not the best idea to keep you in the bathroom, in the boys' bathroom that the teachers also use. So Vance, Finny, and Bruce all go stand outside the door, make sure no one else comes in, and Robin cleans you up. You're sitting on the sink, and Robin is cleaning your knuckles. You sit there in complete silence, very awkward, not really talking, just sitting there while he cleans you up. He puts rubbing alcohol on your hand because he gets into fights, so he has it on him. But he puts it on your hand, and you pull away, and you make a hissing sound like that hurt. Like, you know what I'm talking about, like a wince, like you winced. So he just kind of looks at you. Shit, sorry, my bad. He says very awkwardly, you guys were getting along, so it shouldn't be that awkward, but you guys were just alone for the first time, so it was really awkward and kind of embarrassing. So, you know, it's actually really impressive that you did that. I mean, I get that I fought him earlier, but I think that it's really impressive that a girl did that. Especially you. You don't really seem like the fighter type, so seeing that was really impressive. He gives you a very awkward smile, and you return it, smiling just as awkward as he did. He finishes wrapping up your hand, and you guys sneak out of the bathroom and just kind of continue the school day like it never happened. About halfway through your 7th period, your second to last class of the day, you get called to the office. Great. You get there, and the principal has a very pissed look, and you're thinking, oh great, here it comes, suspension on my first day of school. She calls you in, she sit down, she locks the door, she asks if you know why you've been called in there. You say no, all innocent, and then she sighs, rubs her head, and proceeds to say this. Miss Hopper, you know why you're in here, don't act dumb. You swallow hard, knowing what she's about to say. You're in here because... You close your eyes knowing that she's about to say you beat the living shit out of Moose. But she doesn't. You're in here because you are doing so well in her math class already, we want to move you up to AP. You just stare at her with a blank expression like, what? So you're like, yeah, of course, that I knew that's exactly why you were going to call me in here. So she tells you that she's going to move you out of your 5th period math class and move you to a 1st period math class, which just happens to be the same math class that Bruce and Finny are in because they're all really smart, and it also happens to be Vance's because your AP classes happen to be his classes for the not-so-smart kids. It's not that Vance isn't smart, he just acts stupid because it's Vance. Why would he act smart? Anyways, you are like, yeah, totally, and she moves your schedule. So, yeah, now you have class with Bruce and Finny and Vance. Not Robin, though. He doesn't have AP math. But it's the end of the school day now, and you go to walk home. You're gonna walk home alone because Vance and Bruce decide that they're gonna go to Bruce's house, and Finny and Glenn are going to their houses, and you're just gonna walk alone. And you're starting to walk when someone calls your name. Listener, hey, listener, yeah, sorry, I'm out of breath. I was just looking for you. I'm so glad I caught you. Do you maybe want to hang out? If that's not weird or anything. It was Robin. He had his hands on his knees and he was trying to play it cool, but he had been running through the school looking for you. So you said yes, and you decide that you're gonna walk back to your own houses, and you guys would meet at the library around 4:30. So now you guys are gonna hang out, and we'll see how that goes when I make part 2, because while making this I decided it's gonna be a series. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna end it like right here, right now. Oh my god, this is 20 minutes. Oh my god, I didn't even realize. I've been talking for a very long time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day, morning, evening, whatever time it is, and do whatever because you only live once. Bye!